Yo, what's happening?
What's up, bro? How are you?
Good, man. Good. Full on recovery. How have you been?
Been good. Staying busy.
Yeah.
We Things are going good. I still got a jacked up toe. I've been fighting since February.
What did you do?
I don't know, it just got swollen and it's been swollen since February and I've been to three different doctors. I've had several different blood tests. They were going to try to do an MRI, but I have a defibrillator and it's not compatible with their MRI machine.
No
So I can't
way.
get an MRI. And I don't know. It's just been a battle.
Dude, it sounds like it.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. I'm just like, fix it. Y'all are doctors. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I've taken antibiotics, I've taken steroid packs, and the swelling won't go down. I don't
Have you
have
done
diabetes. Oh,
have you done any research yourself to see kind of what recommendations?
yeah. I can't really find anything. Yep.
You okay, Trav?
Yeah, I got a toe that's been swollen since February and nobody can figure it out. It's
Is it something going on underneath the nail?
no.
No, it's the toe itself.
Yeah, the toe itself. Yo, it's just, I don't know. But they denied me yesterday for an MRI because I have a defibrillator.
Okay.
But that I was told that my defibrillator was good for MRIs. We just had to turn it off. But the tech called back yesterday and said no. So kind of waiting on a call back today, see what's going on.
Often when they do MRIs with defibs, they want to have staff on alert, so to speak. So
Yeah,
you don't even know they're doing it, but they make sure, like, okay, the garage is open in case something goes,
right.
weird. Yeah, so they might not have been ready like for it to have that kind of organized. I'm not
Yeah,
sure, but my sister's boyfriend had a pacemaker and that was the same way. They would like, they would do it, do it, but they had to arrange other people that were at least at the hospital and doing whatever. But
right.
so, how long you had
The toe or the defibrillator?
it? Both.
Both. Defibrillator since like 2015.
Okay.
And the toe's been swollen since like February.
Shit.
Yo. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly looking.
Blood works Which over it.
Which pinky
what toe
toe?
is it?
Pinky toe? I mean, I feel like I don't really need it. If we could just bop.
Cut cut her
Yeah.
off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it in a mob movie, just take some clippers.
Yeah.
Yo, snip, snip.
Yeah, garden shears, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yo,
You could do
listen,
that. You could live stream that and probably just retire.
retire. Yo. Oh, that's funny.
That's so
Yeah.
No, but funny. I know you're probably trying to figure it out. I Those things are weird, and just do what you're doing. Stay diligent. I've always, I'm not don't want to put any fear in anybody, but those weird things like that, usually there's something, right? And
Right.
you know, just keep at it.
Yeah. Yeah, what's been the most frustrating is my doctor's been my doctor since I was a baby.
Yeah.
And he works, his office is in the hospital. Well, the office has contracted out to overseas, and I can't understand anything they're saying.
Oh
And they
no.
can't, it's terrible. Terrible. I see people posting about it on Facebook, like on the
Yeah.
Lawton Grapevine, where everybody, they're like,
Yeah.
is he been called Memorial Hospital lately? It's,
Jesus.
you know, people don't get back to you for like 2 weeks at a time. You know what
Oh,
I mean? It's
oh,
just,
jeez, Trav.
yeah, it's terrible. But it'd be all right. It'll work its way out or off. One or
Off.
the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. Definitely not the nail though, right? Like not underneath the nail.
No,
Okay,
no.
good.
It's more, it's like right behind the nail,
Okay.
all the way until it, I don't know, just about a half inch of the toe. It's just a big
Yeah.
old bubble, just round. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, you need to yeah, you need to go see somebody else outside of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe go to the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, somewhere. You need to go somewhere.
I
Yeah.
would um again, please, like I'm definitely not like fear mongering anything here. Um, but if it's okay, I had a good friend that had a issue underneath his fingernail, and same thing, went to the, it was like swollen and kind of blackish a little bit, but like just gnarly looking. And he was, when I started my previous apparel company, he was early in on that. And he went, no one knew. Yeah, I went, and it ended up being a type of melanoma or cancer that manifested underneath the nail. And it was just not a good outcome, let's just say. Like, so I would just go right when something sticks around that long. I would go right at it, like, okay, you guys don't know what the hell it is, but it's something. And I just, this is just my experience, and I'm not trying to.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. He went,
Yeah.
you went to an oncologist, and within like 30 minutes, they're like, you have melanoma. So
Hmm.
yeah,
I wonder
so
if that would. I've taken like several different blood tests. I wonder if that would have showed up if it was.
it's
I don't
interesting.
know.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. You would think it would have, and they did, some tests with him. I wasn't, this sounds strange, man. I wasn't super close with him. He came in, um, to the group a little bit late, and I got close to Kenny, but I didn't get to like pry, you know what I mean? Because he was pretty disparate about the whole thing, and so. But yeah, all your blood's good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. They
that's
checked me for lupus.
yeah, yeah.
What is it? Rheumatoid arthritis. Is that what it's called? They
Yeah,
checked me
rheumatoid
for
Yeah.
everything.
arthritis. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Everything came back negative. So.
Okay.
All right, but
Well,
Yep.
hang in there, brother. You've been hanging in there this long. Yeah, I'll just see if I can find it.
Yeah.
A good thing it's on the little toe.
Little
yeah,
toe.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
sure how much you really need that guy.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So.
Garden shears.
I, I, yeah, I love the garden shares idea. I just think it's, um,
That's a
before
little,
we before
yeah.
we start the group, I'm sure maybe you guys have all talked to John, but if you haven't, I think a round of applause would be for the man that finished this 100-mile race.
Oh,
Right?
that's what's
Yeah,
up.
let's make sure we recognize
Uh,
that. That's
he's
crazy.
Awesome.
Amazing.
got the third
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Lessons learned as always, man. It was hot. It was hot, hot, hot
right.
to start, which was wild. It was, I think it was the hottest one of the ones we've done. Um, but there was something that was really cool. So, if you guys know, most of you guys know Dave Nitchie. So Dave did the first Keys with me, and he did Tampa with me, and then he did this one. And Dave's from Fort Myers, so he caught. There was a some marketing crew out of Naples that he rode over with, but yeah, he was like, "Hey, the forecast is no wind." Well,
Oh,
he goes, actually, the forecast is great fishing. That was the forecast for the weekend, which means it's going to be hot, hot, hot and no wind. So it starts out, it's a beautiful morning. And the heater came on pretty quick. And it was so just because, and he even notices, he's like, it's completely different over here in the Keys. And the big difference is the humidity. Um, and and so he's like, hey, we're gonna have great fishing, which means it's gonna be hot and there's not gonna be any wind. So we get going and everything's great and it's hot. And later on in the day, there's a little bit of a breeze going. This is nice, and it's a tailwind. It's coming behind us. And as the sun's going down and we get going, and then you get at night, um, for us, you hit 7 Mile Bridge, close to midnight, and so you have this. It was awesome. The evening was perfect. Like I had during the day, I'll wear completely covered up like this. I'll wear something like this, completely covered up.
Yeah.
And then at night, just strip almost everything off. I just have like a racing singlet, shorts, obviously have, the water bottles because I need to kill probably a bottle and a half every hour of the water bottles. So we're, trying to stay on top of that. We got a little behind during the day on the water, on the hydration. And as you guys know, right, the second you feel kind of dehydrated, it's too late. And I kind of knew. So I was crashing hard during the day. And then um, I didn't have hardly any caffeine because I get a little concerned stomach and dealing with everything. So we got really, really tired throughout the night. I think I ended up sleeping maybe 30 minutes this time. I slept 30 minutes this go around. But I was chilly. Like I was literally I could have put a long sleeve shirt back on during the night. And Dave was explaining how the winds work coming coming out of the bay, coming across
Mm.
into the Keys and then coming off of the Atlantic. And what it'll do is you'll see them collide and build up these thunderstorms when they collide. And literally going across the bridge and where there's kind of a little bit of dividers in the wall of the bridge, there's like sometimes there's a little bit of a gap like this, and you could just feel like just straight cold air. And I'm like, this is wild. And sure enough, thunderstorm built up behind us, and we had cloud cover, and it did not start to get warm until almost 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. And so it was perfect. But then the heater came on. I cooked Dave. Dave about had heat stroke.
Jesus.
And then just God bless her. She probably got a good 8 hours of sleep. Leanne got a good 8 hours of sleep throughout the night. And so she jumped in at mile 90, and she she was struggling. She was struggling those last couple miles. That last for those of you that have been to Key West, that when you come out of the airport, that road, that long, just 2 miles of concrete, that's we go in front of that to end. That's about mile 98. When you're in front of the airport, you're at mile 98. So you still got 2 miles to go to get to Higgs Beach. And it is brutal, brutal, brutal because there's no shade, there's no cover. So good thing we did have a little bit of a breeze coming back off of our backside that made it at least manageable to get to the finish. But I was pushing it good there during the night and pushing it really good towards the end. And then I cooked Dave. So I throttled off, and then I didn't want to push Leanne. So we ended up finishing 30 hours and 30 minutes. I could have probably finished 29:45. But they were cooked. So
Yeah.
we just walked the last 10 miles. And, you know, so I mean, those last 10 miles, we probably averaged 22-minute mile pace. So Sam, you can imagine how slow that is. Versus the overall race time was like 17 minutes total, right? So you can just tell that last 10 minutes how slow we were really going. Wasn't going slow because of me. I was going slow because
Yeah.
Leanne was going to kill her. She wasn't going to make it. If I was doing the pace and doing what I was doing, she wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
So we just made it enjoyable. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
care. I knew we were going to finish. We had no, the only place we had to be was Dave rode the Key West ferry to Fort Myers. It's a three hour ferry ride back around from Key West up to Fort Myers. So that's how he got home. So he just had to be there at 5, and so we were good. But yeah, it was another one in. The biggest lesson learned, and I told Joel this: can't go a year between these races. There's
Yeah.
just you can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it because your body gets enough time to really heal
True.
up all the way, and then you're back out there and you just break it all down again. So My feet held together. I think I'm only going to lose one toenail, Trav.
Yeah.
Feet held together. Again, this is two races in a row. They've held together. So I think we've got the blister situation under control, toenail situation under control. So that feels good when we go 135 instead of one. We'll be good. And then my my pacing at night, my running at night. So there was a lot of positives. There's a lot of positives, a lot of positives. I do just so you guys know, FYI, um, tape adhesive on a vehicle in 100% humidity when it's almost 100 degrees leaves a really nice residue on your vehicle that will not come off, by the way.
Oh, no.
So WD-40 works like a charm, but you just got to make sure you do a good job getting all of that off.
Uh,
Yeah. So because they make you you gotta tape off. You got to have your race number on the car. You got your car has to be visible that you're part of the race. And so we use painter's tape. That's what they always recommend. Hey, just grab some painter's tape, throw some painter's tape on there. And as we were ripping it off, Dave goes, "Is this painter's tape old?" I said, "Yeah, it's a year old. I bought it last year." He goes, "Oh shit." So yeah, so that was fun. You know, when was that? When did we come back? Did we come back yesterday? Yeah, no, Monday night. We came back Monday night. So Monday, yeah, hobbling around, going to auto store, getting WD-40, drumming it off. Yeah. So, but it was good. It was good. We're definitely going to lock in another race at the end of the year. And then I don't think we're going to apply for Badwater in 27. I want to go get the Badwater Cape Fear, which is just north of Myrtle Beach, 51 miles on the beach. But it'll get us a Badwater race because Badwater is very political. And they do play favoritism. They want you to do a Badwater event, either pace it or do one of the other Badwater events because there's so many applications that go in for Badwater. There's probably 5,000 applications and they only pick 60 to 70 out of the 5,000. So your resume has to be stellar.
Yeah.
We've got three full Ironman, and we have now 6 100 races on top of whatever, 50 milers and stuff like that. But we don't have a Badwater either support or Cape Fear. Cape Fear is the one, right? Because it's in March, it's in Myrtle Beach, and you get a part of that event, which I think will stack our resume for 28. So that's the game plan.
It's wild.
Always build. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Yes.
Good
It
job,
is.
man.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
job.
Thank you. So how are you guys feeling? I know there's a lot of craziness, a lot of things going on in the market. Did we hear, what happened with the ruling? Is anything happened with the Zillow and um any industry updates? I mean, shoot. I mean, did the EXP deal even happen since we've talked? I mean, I know we've had Real and Remax. We've got obviously the move with EXP and Next Home. Obviously EXP, Leo strategically aligning with Google to where all of your EXP listings show up on Google first. I mean, the ruling was yesterday, right? The 19th for Zillow. Was that decision ever made? Like, do we have any kind of industry updates? Kind of
I didn't see anything.
snapshot.
I didn't see anything on the Zillow ruling.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So I took the article and I put it into Whoosy. From the lawsuit. And so basically, I threw the article in there. It was a Housing Wire article, Zillow versus Compass and Midwest real estate data. And just kind of going in, this isn't about Zillow and Compass. This is a power struggle over who controls listing distribution Portals, MLS, or the brokerages. Outcome will reshape how listings reach buyers and what leverage each player holds. So this is really important for us strategically. I think it's more important to be able to articulate to the sellers, because remember, buyers and sellers believe they know more than you. And I see it every day with Leanne, and I constantly have to keep reminding her, because she's getting frustrated with some of these idiot sellers, like I'm like, you can't be that dumb, but they really are. They really, really are. And it's just like, remember, they believe they know more than you, so you have to keep educating and articulating. And so this is why I think this is important to understand, because where are our buyers and sellers? They're pulling data, they're on Zillow, they're using ChatGPT, or they're using Google Gemini. So they believe they know more. So here's what, and this is coming out of Who's thinking model. So this is all the feedback from Who's thinking model. Portals, MLSs, brokerages, the outcome will reshape how listings reach buyers and what leverage each player holds. Stay informed, adapt quickly there. So I said, what does it mean from a coaching there? So it says, here's the thing. Next 30 days, audit every active listing for portal visibility. So make sure you know where your listings are showing up. Okay. So Trav, all of your listings where are they at? Where are they showing? Are they going? Are they on Zillow? Are they not on Zillow? Like where are they? Right. So like we need to know that. We already know. I think it would be KD would just need to kind of look what's KW stance, what's KW doing, what's Oklahoma City MLS, like what are they doing? We kind of know our stance with EXP. EXP's big play is to push to Google. So I don't know if you guys saw Mike Delpreet, his newsletter on Monday. He broke this all down, and he's saying, listen, EXP is not the only listing going there. However, Leo strategically will have EXP listings positioned first. That was his little gangster move that nobody knew about. And then brief your clients. Then midterm, just make sure, okay, our listings aren't showing up here. What does that mean? Stay strong with what we're doing on social, email, direct mail, if we're doing any snail mail, but for sure, socials have to be on point. Email. If you guys, how many of you have an email newsletter or do not have an email newsletter? Everybody good to go? If not, Tina Call just dropped a lead magnet to go get her 12 email newsletters, which she's cranking. She's had the help with Frank at Viral, and it's a viral. She's using it as a ploy for agent attraction, but they're there. Go get them. Go to Tina Call's site, find Tina, and her lead magnet. I'll see if I can find the email to just go download the newsletters. So, but have those email newsletters, social media, stay in contact, go deep with your clients, stay connected. Where are they seeing things? But one of the things that Who's was saying is make sure your listings are showing up where your buyers are. That's the thing. Where are our buyers? And so like Sam, even for you, right? Because your buyers are a little bit different. Where are your buyers? And then just make sure your listings are showing up in front of them. That's the key. So just stay kind of up and up on that. And I think that's kind of it. Joel, anything else to add to kind of the craziness in the industry right now?
No, man, I think pay attention, but get back to work.
Yeah. Control the controllables. Remember the biggest difference between an A player and an F player. A players operate 88% of the time with a defined daily success structure to win. And you can't get away from that. I mean, you got to get there. Hyper local, deepening of relationships. Some of the OGs that I really trust and value, their opinions, especially with all of the changes, AI, all of the noise, everything that's happening. For those of you guys probably know Perry Belcher. So Perry is one of the OGs with traffic and conversion with Roland Frazier and Ryan Dice and digital marketer. But Perry has his own thing. Perry has helped build and scale more businesses. He's probably forgotten that many businesses that he's help scale and sell. Um, and Perry's thing is like really the only asset we have is our brains. He said that's it. He said that's really the only asset you have, and he focuses on. He's like, listen, the only thing, and Gary Vee talks about it all the time, right? The soft skills are the skills for the future. And, Perry's saying the same thing, Gary's saying the same thing, because everything's going to change, but it's just our knowledge, the way we think, the way we make decisions, the way we think accurately. Go back to, if you're in fear, all right, accurate thought is the only way to get out there, outwitting the devil, think and grow rich. Um, any of those foundational things to keep our mind thinking accurately is going to be critical. Discernment, just all of the things, the skills required, but just locking in less than more. Just things that we've all been talking about for the last couple of years. I mean, are really, really so critical right now, as it is so noisy, so distracted, all the political nonsense going on. I mean, it's it's a noisy, distracted world, and let all the AFAs get caught up in it and keep moving. The beautiful thing when you go 30 hours, you got a lot of time to think. Um, one of and Leanne run into a frustrating deal, and she lost an offer for a client. We figured the best we could figure was maybe $2,000, and this AFA kept saying to her, hey, we don't have any other offers. And so she got caught up in it, and she submitted her offer too soon. And they used her offer to go position to get the deal done. And this agent doesn't sell anything. And I was like, Joel, how long have we been talking about this? Kyle's, you guys know this. This is NAEA 101, right? This is the AFA. The threat is not your number one competitor in your market. Your threat is the agents that are only selling 2, 3 deals a year. That's the threat. They have no clue. And they're lying. They're like, and so the only thing, this was on the call after we landed, and I was listening. Leanne had her on speaker, and she goes, I told you where you needed to be. And Leanne's like, you told me you didn't have any offers. That's where you told me. They came in 27,000 over. And she goes, well, that one, was a um, offer co-broke at 2%. Leanne put in 3% to get paid. And the other one was at 2%. So that was the difference. That's what we figured. And the listing agent, she kind of played her hand. She was only getting paid 2%. So we think she was a little butthurt. She only sells 3 or 4 houses a year. She's a little butthurt. Leanne's going to make more,
Mm,
3% instead of the listing agent only making 2.
yeah.
So that's what you have to remember what you're battling. So Trav, you're not battling Pam and Barry. You're not battling Stace. You're battling the agents that only sell 1 or 2 houses a year, right? That's what you have to remember that you're going up against. So just overeducate, overeducate, overeducate. Provide data, provide sources. Just like, listen, you think you know more than me? I've forgotten more than you'll ever learn. And you just like, let me show you. And so there's just some things that we're battling that we have to kind of keep in mind. What else are you guys seeing? What else? What other struggles? What things are popping?
Personally, my market is really, really slow, to the point of wondering, what's next. Definitely had the pricing conversations with a lot of my sellers. Uh, for instance, I've got 11 listings and only one showing over the last week. So that's a lot of inventory just sitting. So I've had, conversations with listings that have been sitting there the longest. And some we've done as much as a 10% price reduction, and it's still not goosing the market to get any activity. So
Wow.
at some point, uh, do we just wait and wait out for those who can either take their home back off the market
Mm,
or wait for summer to hit, because summer's our busy time, and yet there's a lot of headwinds. So it's really uh, I feel like the market's a little bit in limbo, the numbers and the stats from what's happened in the last 3 to 6 months look solid, but the activity in the marketplace right now at this very moment is really uncertain. So I was curious if that's similar to what you guys are seeing elsewhere, or if I'm just in the anomaly with the second home market.
We're seeing a decent market. So ours is still surprisingly, it's moving decently with the rates going up. I was actually really surprised. So, but it's doing okay. We've had to do some small price reductions to generate some activity, but it actually is generating some decent activity. And I think it was we had a really good market early in the year. It dipped off and then it's kind of picked back up as school's starting to end. And so we're seeing it like depends on the listing too, though, because we're seeing really good, and then some of them we're not seeing as much activity, and we're seeing you just have to be patient. I think I'm not 100% sure because I feel like we had that same conversation with several people. It's like, do we reduce more or do we be patient? And
Mhm.
some of them we did small reductions and we got contracts. I told the same person I'm talking about, I kind of give them that conversation, and they decided to hold off. They haven't sold, but they're going to put new carpet in and then do their reduction. And so that's kind of what we're seeing. But I'm working some buyers and sellers, and I mean we're still having decent activity in our market. Uh,
Mm.
so that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, we're
Good
kind
call.
of below 400 is moving like hotcakes, like
That's very
normal.
similar too.
Yeah. But Sam doesn't have anything below 400.
I don't.
Mm.
Got
Uh,
vacant land under 400, but nothing.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I doubt
did
it.
did I tell you, Sam, did I tell you the $1 million price reduction story from the
Yeah.
Canadian crew?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
the biggest lesson, obviously, what it equated to is that he got a $300,000 price reduction, right? Because all the offers came in the 1.4 range, and he knew it needed to be in the 1.5 to 1.6 to go. It didn't come up that high, but he got her to come down to 1.6, which he never would have done. He got her to come down to 1.6 in 4 days versus four,
Mm.
5, 6 months, right? Just slowly, gradually bringing it down. But the other, especially Ryan he shared this comment on Friday. He's like, it works. He goes, one thing I didn't believe it was going to work. He goes, but it works.
Mm.
And he's done it on 3 or 4 of his other listings to where it gets the activity or gets the seller to come into a realistic positioning.
Mm.
He said, but there's one thing that I didn't count on. He goes, I've picked up 12 buyers from this strategy.
Hmm.
He says it's been the number one buyer like activity to pick up buyers from this strategy. He goes, I would have one. He goes, I didn't think it would work. Two, I never thought you would have picked up buyers. So listen, you're not always gonna. He's most of the time you're not selling it. You're just trying to determine where the market is.
Mm.
And I think for you, Sam, just such a tough market. Where is it? And I would use it if you have like are having zero activity on some of these properties, and be like, let's test where let's see what the market is. And listen, we're not going to take the offer. Most likely we're not, unless somebody just comes in and blows us away, and we're like, heck yeah. But most of the time we're just trying to figure out where the market is. And I love how Scott puts it. He's like, listen, the only thing you have to risk is 4 days. That's it, 4 days. I like his questioning as well. To where do you think the price should be? And his questioning is, if you had to pay for this house or this property, what would you pay for it? So Sam, you maybe have a few listings and be like, Sam, if you had the money and the wherewithal to buy all of these houses, what would you pay for it? What would you pay for it?
Mm. Mm.
So I love that thought. He goes, because y'all, every one of you on here has been playing this game long enough. And the question is, okay, Sam, you got a $2 million property, it's not moving, whatever. Sam, what would you pay for it? Yeah, shit, man, I'd probably give 1.4. That's probably about what it's worth. So those are just good little nuggets to kind of think through on the positioning side of things because it's so stinking hard right
Mm.
now to really kind of pinpoint that.
Yep.
Sam, does it feel like last year? Like when stuff was sitting and you were thinking, hey, should I keep listing or should I slow down? Does it feel different than that?
It does feel different than last year. I feel like the everybody is now thinking the market is terrible and therefore is not wanting to take action. I don't have anybody that is so urgent that they're going to be excited about more than 10% drop. But even with a 10% drop that I've seen on, that I've done with a couple of listings, not getting new activity.
Yeah.
I dropped from 840 down to 760 on a property
Mm.
and no new showings in 4 days. No new showings, no activities, no new anything. And so it's it's a puzzle. The only property I have under contract right now is it was a cream puff. Perfect. I mean, just absolutely beautiful and unique. It was something that everybody's looking for in a price range that was
Mm.
didn't have a lot of other competition. So it was just that one anomaly. All my other ones that are somewhat similar to each other or are not special, really, they're not all special, unfortunately. Those ones are just sitting. And if there's any reason for a buyer not to come along and look at it, they aren't coming.
Sam, are they're all second homes? These are all vacation homes for people, you think?
About 80%. I've got a couple of primary
Yeah.
in my list, with 2 out of the 11. So,
So up here, where we have two clients now that are looking for lakefront in southern New Hampshire. Last year we had just nothing available. Like no one was, there's just nothing available. This year there's more available. We just with one client put in two offers over the last 2 weeks. And in both cases, like whoever bought it, whoever won the offer was over by, one of them was over by 22,000, the other one was over by 15,000. But the thing is, the comp value wasn't even the comp value was 200,000 under the list, right? But the nugget out of this from the selling agent, because I know her, she's like, we have had such little activity, like such few buyers, and she does a lot more lakes listings. She said the second home market is so, just on like it's on the buyers are just sitting she says she thought, and I agree with her, the economics of the situation right now for people, it's an uncertain time. And so then I went back to a couple of the financial advisors that are good friends and just asking, what's happening with your clients? And he said, absolutely. Everyone's just kind of like, some of them are being proactive, but many of them are just frozen. They don't want to take any risk on whatsoever.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
so, just what like my other clients that have to sell to buy, they're active and they're gonna, whether they take a hit on their house, they'll probably buy a house that they get a little bit off on and it'll flush out. But these second home buyers that are just adding an asset to their folio, there was far fewer of them. So I don't know if that,
Yep.
you know,
Yep. Yeah, well, I appreciate everybody's feedback on that. It's difficult sledding. I had big goals of really hitting production hard, so I could focus on other things later in the year, and I'm glad I have because I wouldn't have the closings that I do have coming in if I wasn't focused on that. So that's my I'm not where I want to be, but I'm glad I've been focusing where I have been. So doing all right there. So.
How often, Sam, or what percentage of your like buyers especially do you get that are kind of wealthy to a point where they don't really care about the economy? Is that a common thing for Estes Park, or is that like my brother's an architect and his firm does like $5 to $10 million single family homes, and so like they're doing fine right now because they're dealing with people who just they don't care, right? It's
Yep.
whatever's happening is fine. I was just wondering if you get some of that.
Absolutely get some of that. So 40% of our transactions, even in our $1 million price range, are cash, completely cash. So those people have options like you wouldn't believe, right? But they're still swayed by the market. They're not just going willy-nilly. They're all listening to everything that's going on. And the biggest trend I'm seeing is it was really evident to me. I met with two different sellers on the same day, and they were on opposite sides of the political spectrum. And they were both, you could tell, they were both using AI to combat and have the conversation, right? And they were both very adamant that they're right. They were so right in looking at the real estate market, not political, but coming from their angles.
Yeah.
So much self-fulfilling prophecy is coming out in the AI and how they're interacting with it, and they're so sure they're right. And yet we're dealing with, the same market dynamics with the market in the middle that we still have buyers that are not taking action. Well, how do you get them to take action? Well, it's price. And there's always a right price for every buyer out there. We want to try to find the one that's willing to pay the most in the amount of time that you want to be on the market, right? So that's just basic market dynamics, but everybody has their bent that, well, this is what's going to happen, and here's why everything's screwed up, and everybody's got their own answer because they've been just in their own vortex of AI and news cycle that they want to listen to. And it was really crazy to be on the same day having two opposite sides of the spectrum having the same conversation of why the market's terrible.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just how do you come through all of that, being the market expert,
Yeah.
consistent, like this is what we've got to do if you want to sell. If you don't want to sell, then it's probably not the right time to sell.
Yeah.
So their choice, what you
Yeah.
want to do.
How many of you guys are getting real quick to try to uncover what tools they're using to help them in this process? How soon are you guys having that conversation with them?
I
I'm
just
not
pretty
asking
much have
questions.
it up front with everybody and be like, I know you're using some type of AI. Let's
Yeah.
make sure that we're working on the same team here.
Yeah, I love that. I think it is. I think
Yeah.
it's a team. I would want to know what they're using, because if they're using ChatGPT, half of the stuff they're being told is bullshit, right? Because ChatGPT hallucinates worse than any other tool. That's why you listen to the moonshot guys, you listen to, all of these folks out there that are in the know deep. That's why they say ChatGPT is probably MySpace. That's why they say that. It's because it hallucinates. It has so many gaps and it just makes shit up. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna make shit up that benefits you. So to Sam's point, if you have this ideology from this vantage point or this vantage point, then it's gonna gaslight you to align with you. Like, man, I love this. This stuff is the greatest thing. It's the best, right? Of course, because it's making you feel that way as the dopamine hits. So I think knowing what tool they're using. So I like Kyle, just like, hey, I know you're using what tool are you guys using to help you in this process? I just, you know, I'm loving that you're using it because it just makes you a better team member. It allows us to collaborate more. Instead of fight each other, we can work together. And I love that you're using the tools available. I'm just curious, what tools are you using? And they'd be like, dude, have you checked out Claude, right? Have you dove into Gemini and what they're doing? Gemini is going to be on all of your iPhones. You got an iPhone? That's what Gemini, that's going to be the AI on your iPhone is going to be Gemini. Like what, so just find out what they're using and then listen, if they're Chat GPTers, just know half of the stuff that they're gaslighting themselves with is BS. It's just what it is. Okay. Joel, anything else?
Let's get into it.
Cool. All right, Trav. Bring us up to speed, buddy. Where are we at with YouTube? Where are our videos? What's going on?
We start posting Saturday.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Is your channel everything up?
it's not. They're still working on it.
Okay.
They'll have it up.
Oh, so we can't get to it?
No, we can't, and I'm probably not going to give it out because they want the algorithm to catch people that are trying to buy a house.
Okay. Cool.
So I won't share the videos to anybody or anything. That way we get it programmed early on, the specific people that we want the algorithm to hit.
Okay, so perfect. So
Yeah.
YouTube channel, our first video is dropping Saturday.
Saturday. Yep.
Okay. I know that's been a number one for a couple quarters, so we've got that rocking.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so first video dropping Saturday, May, what is that, 23rd?
Oh, sure. I'm not even sure. Yeah.
Okay. And then we were working with Mr. Joel to lock in ISA, was that still priority number two, or did things get shuffled?
Yeah. Nope, she's rock and rolling. She made her first full day of calls yesterday and set two appointments.
Get out of here.
So,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So
Heck
she's
yeah.
back to calling today, and she gets real excited too. So I like it. She'll be messaging me. She's like, "I just had a good call," So I like her
So
excitement about it.
good.
Yeah. You're a big relief for a Filipino VA to work for too. Just treating her well, caring about her, wanting her to be a part of the team. Like it's much less common than it should be. So she's gonna work harder for you than she might uh, for somebody who treats her like a software program instead of a person. So I'm
Yeah,
super pumped that she's doing it though. ISA is so hard, man. You just never know for sure until they start getting on the phone. So the fact that
right.
she's already getting some results is so
What's her
encouraging.
Trav, what's her day to day? What's her process? Who's she calling? What's kind of the script? What's the
So I run the just listed funnel in Elgin, just listed homes, and she's running that just listed script, and
okay?
she's doing pretty good on it. Like I've got recordings and stuff. Um, she's having issues on picking up, like, hey, I want to sell my house or something. She's still asking those same questions later on down the line. Like the conversations are lasting too long, but I think the more she talks to people, the more she'll start picking up on that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just a
Mm.
timing deal. Um,
Yeah, if you're seeing specifics, great role play and coaching opportunities. Coach her through it and then role play it with her.
yeah, yeah. Actually, we should probably listen to some of the calls together. Yep, because
Yep.
she'll be like, "Hey, go listen to that call." Like she wants to know. She wants to know feedback.
Then
She's
then
cool.
then Trav, what I would do is like, okay, so what we would do with our ISAs in the call center, we would have one where they set an appointment they were proud of. So pull a call you're proud of and pull a train wreck. One that you were like
Okay.
just was a complete like holy smokes, that was a disaster. And they used to every week they would have to put um a win and a train wreck for the lead source that they were calling. So if they were calling expired, they had to have a win and a train wreck expired. Cancel withdrawn, for sale by owner, straight data, right? So there are 4 or 5 examples, and then we would let them self-assess. So like you're listening to the call with her, what do you think? Where do you think you could improve? Where do you think you should be better? Where do you think you missed? And then most of the time, she's going to answer it for herself. And you're like, I would agree. I would agree. Also, think about this. Or, I don't know, push back. I'm going to push back on you. I think you did really well here. However, I think you might want to, let's pay a little attention over here. But let her try to self assess because that's just going to accelerate her learning. And most importantly, it's going to accelerate her confidence. That's the big thing is her confidence.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna jump on today at noon with Wally with the role playing calls with Honey Badgers.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Are
gonna
you going to
have
have her just listen or are you going to have her jump in and role play with Wally?
maybe we'll see how it goes. For sure she's gonna role play with Wally eventually, but maybe not day one. We'll
I,
see how
I,
it goes.
I wouldn't because it's really
Yeah,
going to depend what type of mood Wally's in. And
right.
I don't know where his frame is right now. He's in mine and Nick Nanton's fitness accountability group. He's a cricket. He just kind of observes every now and then he'll chime in. He'll do good for 3 or 4 days and then he'll go ghost for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
KD's had enough experience with Wally. He knows what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
the thing that I'd be real careful. I would let her listen. Wally's great, but it depends on what type of mood he's in.
So just let her listen.
Mhm.
Be the
Yep.
safest bet. Yep. So she's went through all the lofty trainings. She's went through funnel pilot trainings. She trained a lot. Um, but I kind of want her to keep training, break it up during the day, maybe an
Never
hour a day,
stop.
2 hours a day training, and then
Never
calls,
stop.
calls,
Never stop.
calls.
You got to
Wish,
do the dive with her calls yourself at least once a week. You got to go through, listen calls, have her
yeah,
self-assess, make the adjustments.
yeah.
Yep, I love
So
that. I love
I
that.
think I
And
think it's
doing
gonna be good.
doing an hour or
But
two of training is great too, because it's just you can't be on the phone that much, right? So
yeah,
use the downtime productively.
It's good.
exactly. She doesn't like taking lunches because it's in the middle of the night, so she just works straight through and drinks coffee.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Hmm.
Um, she's cool. She was surprised that I'm gonna pay her Memorial Day and give her the day off. She was really excited about that. So I'm trying to, like Joel was talking about, make her want to work for me,
Hmm.
Mm.
if that makes sense. You
Trev,
know?
Joel, go ahead, Fred.
um, at its peak, I think I had 56 employees scattered out through Asia. One of the things, if you really want to make her feel that way, find out what their holidays are. Some of them are the same, but a lot of them are not. And just find out what
Okay.
that is and recognize her on those days because they may not say anything. Like she won't say anything at all because she's thankful for the job and the opportunity and come to find out, there's a holiday that they have and it could, so that you can get, I don't know the Philippines as much. I know a lot of Southeast Asia and China and all those other countries, but if you do that, it goes a long, long way.
Yeah,
And we always
we
go
got some
ahead.
of those in the agreement, Trav. So if she's got something
Right.
specifically, but we put All Saints Day in there,
Nice.
and you can always add in like Easter's big. So if you want to add in, obviously next year, but Good Friday or Maundy Thursday, but we got a couple in there. So
Do you have their
Really?
birthday
Okay.
as a holiday? We we paid their birthday always
Yes.
as a holiday. Yeah,
Do that. Do their birthday too. Let them off
birthday.
on their birthday.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird with mine. Sometimes over the years, some of them will still show up on their birthday, although
Yeah.
they know they don't have to. They still
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Joel's spot on. Easter is a big deal, so I always give them that Thursday, Friday. And remember, you got to do it on their time. So we'll typically wrap up early on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then they have, which is midday Thursday for them, and they're good all the way through the weekend. Then they come back online Monday. It's Monday night for them.
Mhm.
So Joel's spot on. Easter's very, very big.
Yeah.
So if you
Okay.
give all those days, how many vacation days do you give an employee? Like sick days slash vacation days. I'm asking because I got asked yesterday. We got this employee that's been with us 10 years and she's got 2 weeks of vacation, but she's wanting three. I mean,
for me, it's always part of the comp review every year. Like you can earn
mhm.
raises and you can earn more days. So for the VAs, it's typically around 10 holidays, and I usually start them either at 5 or 10 days of PTO, depending on kind of their level. So
Yeah.
for managers or department heads, I always start them at 10. For
What about
Travis, with his ISA, we started her at 5 days of PTO plus the ten holidays. Um,
gotcha.
and then that's part of the review. And some people would rather have more days than more days than raises, and some people won't take a day no matter what you do, and they'd rather have the raise. But that's how I do it. But I like to get people up to eventually 3 or 4 weeks uh, of PTO for US based people. I've never seen a Filipino take more than 2 weeks off anyway, but um,
Mm.
Cool.
but that's I also, from spending so much time as an employee,
Hmm.
I also understand I can skew pretty heavy in favor of employees. I'm pretty passionate about
Hmm.
being good places to work for people. So
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
been with you
I
for 10 years and she's wanting 3 weeks and she's got two.
She's got two, but we do like paid lots of paid days too. So and she leaves early a lot of days when like everybody else leaves early. So it's just trying to figure out But I also thought like 3 weeks isn't crazy at that point. So
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would lean more towards making sure, and this goes back to agreements versus expectations, really locking in success. What is
mhm.
success? What is the outcome?
Yeah,
And my big thing is if we're hitting the outcome, I don't care. Like
yeah,
I'm gonna pay you for 40. I don't if you can get the same outcome done in 31, okay. Like I don't like I'm not making that big deal about it. Wrong or
yeah,
right, I've never done the monitoring. I've never done that. I just because I don't want to manage them. Right or wrong, it's just give me the outcome. Now, if you're not getting the outcome, that's different. And if you can't
yeah.
get the outcome in 70 hours, 80 hours, then I mean you're probably the wrong fit. But if you got somebody that's been ride or die with you, I would just double check, like Joel was saying, just double check the outcomes. What's kind of the agreements? Where are we at?
Kyle, how does she perform?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She
right.
was.
Yeah. And then is anyone else near 10 years?
No, she's
And
our
how many,
only TC.
so how many full-time employees do you have? Just her?
Her and Charlie, but she was my wife, which
Yeah, yeah.
we'll
Okay.
never count that.
Yeah.
She's been full time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, with my apparel business, we were we aired on the side. It was a different time too, I get it, right? But we aired on the side of exceptional generosity.
Mhm.
Um, and and we did that in China and in Vietnam, and um, it always paid us back. Like it just created a deeper loyalty than if, I don't know. I couldn't, I grew up in a blue collar family. So I just, for me, it was important, really important to me, honestly, 10 years, it's a no brainer. 3 weeks is a no brainer.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah. It's a no brainer. Yeah. I mean, I'm just straight up I wouldn't even, it would be an insult to me if I worked for somebody for 10 years and they didn't offer me 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It would tell me how they think about me.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Love it.
Cool. Sorry, Trav, didn't mean to take that.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yep.
Trav,
So Revenos hit me up recently. Has anybody messed with Revenos?
I did a little bit, but I didn't, in the beginning, I toyed around with it, but like I'm up here in New Hampshire, so
Yeah.
there wasn't a huge buy box and window up here, but you
There's
guys,
Yeah.
a there's a lot wrapped into Revenos. What were they talking about specifically with you?
They gave me a seller. He's a contractor military relocation through a relocation company. I had to pay like a 52% referral, but I made the guy pay for the pictures and got him under contract in like 7 days, but so
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't too much legwork on it. But they've asked me to take the classes. They want me to be the guy down here. So I guess it probably makes sense with Fort Sill military relocation.
it does. You're going to pay that hefty fee. Just so heads up
Yeah.
there. That's the
Mm,
downside with
Yeah.
Revenos. But it's like anything. If you now the struggle is if you're getting sellers with that hefty fee, where are they going? So I think you would want to help and coordinate as much as you can if possible to where you can get a little bit of a rip. But if they're in Revenos, they're probably
They
not.
don't. Yeah. You don't get ripped. You have to use they pick out a realtor on the other side for you. But
yeah,
if I get some buyers, then I can sell their house whenever they leave too. So
yeah,
Now, Revenos with buyers, yes, all day long.
yeah.
Because because you can have some lifetime value
Yeah.
and you can keep them and you can have
Yeah.
that. But the
Right.
sellers, you're paying, 51% rip. And the way EXP operates is that your transaction fee is considered part of, so you can't even finagle commission and more transaction fee because they're going to group it all in and they're going to take 51% from all of that. Um, I do like what you did. I like passing along some of my hard cost to the seller. Be like, hey, listen, dude, they're murdering me being part of this 51%.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I need you to cover all of
Yeah.
our
And that it
product
only had
costs.
60 days too. So I was just like, yeah, but it worked out. He's cool. It's been really easy to work with.
Can
Okay.
always you can always bail later if you don't like it, right? Take
Yeah.
take the opportunity, and if it ends up not being good, then you just cancel
Yeah,
or
I
pass it
kind
off to
of
Sarah.
think
Or
in this climate right now, I'm kind of gonna run with whatever.
I think
Because
so.
I mean,
I don't think it's a bad idea. I think you got to
yeah.
get as many hooks in the water.
Hmm.
One of the things I'll share with you guys before we wrap up, but uh yeah, that's good. Okay. Trav, I love
Yeah.
it, bro. I think the number one thing I don't want to distract you or let you off the hook anywhere. Saturday, it's got to drop. You got the 23rd, your video drops, and then we're dropping
Yep.
every week after that, correct?
Yeah, every Saturday. They'll do it for me. Channel
Okay.
junkies do it all.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So we've
So
got that
you're
dropping.
you're gonna
I had
message.
one.
Are you gonna message the group on Saturday when that hey, it's dropped? You don't have to give us the link, but you can let us know it dropped.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean,
Okay.
if I know, um, I'll
You'll
see.
know.
I'll have a meeting. I'm probably about to hop off and hop on with them guys.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Go do that and then let us know. Let us know that
Okay.
it dropped.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Good job, bud.
Good
All right.
luck.
Appreciate
All
y'all.
right.
See
See ya.
y'all.
you guys.
Later.
All right. All right. Mr. Swanson, you're up, buddy. I saw your partner in crime got sucked in.
It's his birthday today.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh, what the hell is he doing?
I don't know. He missed the morning huddle at 9 o'clock. Well, we move at 8:45 on these days, but
Uh,
he
all right. Well, talk to
he
us.
he actually had some clients that got pushed up. So let's see. Yeah, we have some listings that are like 800 that are like 675 to 850 that are just dead, like nothing happening. Very easy to get a price reduction because I think they can hear the sincerity in my voice and I'm like, "Ah, nothing's happening. So we're overpriced. Like, um, but that's not helping anything. Um, let's see, we got this development is finally we finally have a foundation in, so kind of rocking on that.
Where are they at with everything? How many's on the ground? Are we just in just
The
foundation
first
phase?
one got dug this week. So,
Okay,
well,
cool.
I dug at the end of last week. So the foundation went in this week.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I just need to do a lot more stuff um with it. And I don't know. It's kind of frustrating because I've been asking the builder for a lot of things like the spec sheet, the design, all this stuff. So, and he's been waiting on other people and it's just taking forever.
Mhm.
So we're finally getting that rolling slowly. It's like a little bit every week, a little bit every week.
Okay. What's social strategy content around it? What are you guys doing there?
I mean, not like not a real good strategy, but just the goal is to put something about the development and building a house every day somewhere.
Okay. Are we running any new construction ads, Facebook funnels?
No funnels.
Funnel Pilot, Kinder will set it up for you because you're in the downline. So you should just go get that shit set up. You should have new construction ads firing through
Okay.
Facebook. They'll run it all for you, just cost you ad spend.
Okay. Who did I reach
So
out to?
um when's the last time you talked to Braden? Have you talked to Braden?
Years ago when he was in high school, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, okay. I'll get that rolling. Um, yeah, definitely need to get to put together a better strategy on that. Um, think about rolling out some mailers to the neighborhood. It's kind of an old, the neighborhood is like 20 years old, and it's full of two stories, and a lot of what we're building are one stories. So it's a perfect move up transition house. Stay in the hood.
Are
Um,
the new builds bigger? Would this be like a lifestyle upgrade but downsize house type of move for people?
it would be like the kids are moving out. They're probably similar size,
Okay.
maybe a little bit smaller because you are losing a floor, but
Hmm.
probably feel bigger.
Yeah. But that
Three bedroom.
doesn't feel like a downsize. Just feels like let's move into the ranch, thinking long term, kind of last home maybe.
Yeah. How do you like those steps now that you're 55?
So they're all ranches and three bedrooms, right, Kyle?
It kind of varies. There is going to be probably like maybe five two-stories in there.
Okay.
But yeah, primarily four bed, three bath, three car
Okay.
garage.
And how many square feet are those four bedrooms ranch?
2,800, yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah,
It's pretty nice.
yeah.
They should be nice. That's a great lead tool. It's just I mean they're in that price range of 750 to 900, which I'm like, I hope this picks up by the time these get built.
Yeah, yeah,
So fingers crossed there.
yeah.
Uh, let's see what else we got shaking. I know,
What ended up happening with Zillow?
yeah, I mean, that's really Dan's baby, so I just let him do whatever he wants with it. But um, he's in the process of getting it canceled. We have a meeting with Zillow tomorrow. I'm just like, I don't. We it has way underperformed. So I want to see what they'll do in terms of refund, rebate, or credit or whatever before we hit the cancel button and see if we can get something out of them. Um, but I mean, really, like, we really don't need Zillow, um, just for Dan and I. And I think it's just a little hard it's kind of funny because Dan's hesitant to pull the plug because it generates some business. However, like it's not the business that he wants, right? You are a Pop-Tart agent. You are at the mercy of them. It's on the weekends.
It's
Like,
not lifestyle. It's not conducive to where you guys are at in your career. It's not. I mean, you guys are beyond that point. I mean, let's go back to the decision we made a couple of years ago to let everything go, just you and Dan focus. It's all about your kids. It's all about, the season of life you guys are in. And to me, it's the wrong thing. It doesn't align. It's just like this of what you say you want, yet what we're doing.
right, right. And it really hits home with Dan in the summer because he likes to head to the lake on the weekends and stuff. And he's like, I don't really want these in the summer. I'm like, no, let's hit the
Yeah.
cancel button, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's other solutions. Braden's not 100% sure. He thinks since already in the downline, it's not a co-sponsorship thing. He thinks it's 297 a month plus ad spend. So I know that they were around $3 a lead is kind of what they kind of pride themselves on, being really dialed in with it. So you're probably looking, you spend $300 plus 297, and the Facebook is probably 100 leads right in there. Is kind of ballpark
yeah,
is what it would be. I'll
You
text.
guys are still like 5 grand a month on Zillow right now, like today, right?
Yeah.
So if you took 1,000 of that or 2,000 of that for this to play around with, that could be still
I just
coming out
think
ahead.
because you have new construction, you have the product, you need to be pushing the low dollar cost, just eyeballs to it.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I completely agree. Um, one thing that we wanted, I mean, ideally, because we met with Eric with Whoosy, and that was 5 grand. Now is that 5 grand like a setup, or is it a year, or is it monthly, or I don't it
I don't know
all
where
of
five
it was
grand
a
came
month.
from. I don't know where 5 grand came from. I thought it was 597 or 500 setup, and yeah, I don't know where 5 grand. That's the first time I've heard that.
Okay. I think it was a one-time fee. And so I'm like, I really want to do that. Let's cancel that. Zillow and
So he's doing I have Nick Krim. So what my understanding what Nick is pushing Krim, if you've been paying attention to any of his stuff,
Mhm.
is he is doing exact so obviously we know the 3 levels of AI, right? One is search, which is chat. Level 2 is automation. Level 3 is AI is doing for you, which is that's the AI agents, right? That's the third level. So just a way to think about it. And hey, go do this, right? Go build a claw, go do this. Ain't nobody gonna do that shit, right? It's too hard. It's way too hard. Unless you're an engineer or coder. So what I saw what Eric was doing, and when I was talking with Jay, last time I talked to Jay a couple weeks ago about this, I said, man, I think this is the direction Eric's going. He goes, that's exactly what Eric should be doing, is building the AI agent for people that does things for them, right? And so that's what he showed us at KT. He showed us, which is Halo. That's Halo is just an AI agent. That's it, right?
Yeah.
And what it sounds is like Nick is just that's what Nick's doing. Nick is just pushing and he's selling AI agent. Martell, um, to me, Martell's the go-to guy to pay attention to right now. And Martell take is the number one AI business model now and into the future is build AI agents for people. That's his number one thing. He said this is the number one business model opportunity now with AI is build AI agents for people. As Eric's going that route, sounds like Nick's going that route. Um, I don't want to go learn that shit. Like I don't like to me like my I absolutely do it. Absolutely we could do it. But man, that just like I don't know. So I love that play. So I think for you, um, yeah, I mean, just having it to me is the go-to. That's the option. Yeah, but I'm with you, man. I think to get off that Zillow because it's not conducive to y'all's business model and life. It's not conducive to your life.
Not. Not.
It'd be different if we had agents, but that's not where we're at. We don't want
Right.
that. So
Right.
I think you got and this was Perry's recommendation. He's like, dude, you just have to go so deep on your relationships. The things that we've all been talking about, right? Like you've got to stay connected. Kyle, you're so plugged into your community. And that's what they said. Go deep in the relationships. Go coach your kids' teams. Make those connections. Build those relationships. You're doing all of those things. So I think leveraging AI, leveraging social, you have such a desirable product with new construction. Man, I think just either save that 5K or reallocate half of it.
No, it's just gonna, yeah, I'd rather reallocate it into something else. So,
Okay, cool. I'll message Kinder and see what he says. Worst case, it's going to be 297 a month
okay.
plus whatever ad spend.
Yeah, if the stuff with Eric is 5K one time, do that for a month, and then in July set up the new construction funnel, and you guys will be zero out of pocket, and then
Yeah,
still ahead of the game for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I
that's
love
it.
that move.
That's in my head.
I love that move. Okay,
Yeah, that's
cool.
kind of what got shaken, rocking
Okay,
around.
Everything else looking good? Y'all's numbers looking good? How was April, May, June?
Let's see. April closings were super low. Um, but this month and next month following are 100K months, 100K plus months.
Giddy
So,
up. Love it. Kudos. Good guys. Okay, Kyle, you good?
yep.
KD, talk to us.
Hey, I agree. I would let go of Zillow if I didn't have buyer's agents. That's for sure. I I did the game. I turned so one thing I turned my Zillow off because I was like, man, I agree. I'm going into summer and I'm like, I was trying to carry the conversion for the team and I'm like, I about lost my mind.
Yeah.
Like just I had no control of my schedule. The buyers, it's just they would send me houses and then I got showing Saturday morning and then they send me five more houses Saturday morning and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die. Like this is terrible. Like
Yeah.
so that was one thing I did is I'm really trying to put the conversion back on the team for Zillow because like I wouldn't do Zillow if I had a database deep. There's no way. Like I would
Right.
put my time into social media, relationship, getting referrals, like the easy stuff. And yeah, because it's a hard game, man. It's hard. So, but Zillow is doing a lot better for us, the team. We're starting to see contracts. We got 8 under contract last week. So,
Nice.
Nice.
was really happy with that. We've got I think 12-ish closing this month and 14-ish on the books for next month and still trying to add some more. So we still got 10 days to add some more. So June could be really good for us. I let go of the idea of the office thing. So I really appreciate y'all's input on that. And I really thought through it after y'all had talked and I'm like, like at the current rate, I would work for free for 10 years to pay for that. Like that's
Hmm.
insane. Like what a terrible idea. So,
Yeah.
and that nowhere meets my goals. I saw on that thing you were talking about with Zillow, like your strategy moving forward should be selling houses and putting those into assets. Like basically just
That's
to
it.
combat, like we don't know where it's going. So like
Yep.
make your for
Yep.
sure plan as you're working through the we don't knows. And
Yep.
so that's my game plan. And
I love it.
I'm looking like 5 years out and I'm like, why would I buy a business that I can't pay off for 10 years? That sounds like when I've got a 5 year plan that doesn't include that. So,
No. Yeah.
so really, I mean, that's our Zillow strategy is going well with the team, and then I'm trying to pull back from that, and that's really what my focus has been lately is really pushing towards that. So
Okay.
I'm just getting
And
into
then
it more.
I know big push was making sure we got Charlie taken care of, support and
Yeah,
help. How's that looking?
we haven't got really anywhere on that. Um, I have not got anywhere particularly on that. I've talked to her about it. Um, she's a control freak, so just trying to get her to let go of anything that's going to be the key. So
Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep working on her and keep reframing it
yeah,
until she's in a mindset and it clicks.
yeah,
It's essentially like, okay, where do you want to spend your time? What do you need to let go of? Where do we need to get you help? Where do we need you to get support?
yeah,
Yeah. Just
yeah.
keep asking, keep asking, keep asking. You'll catch her in a moment and she's gonna be like, get this off my plate. I'm done with this. Cool, got you. That's all. I mean, just keep asking.
Right, yeah, and that's what we'll do. And yeah, so I mean, really, everything's kind of autopilot on my end right now. Like I'm really like trying to scale
Connections.
Zillow, and
Yep.
we're
That's
still
the main
getting
thing.
yeah.
And then I think for you, do you steal a couple more agents?
So we've got the three onboarding. I've had two of them are kind of fallen off. The other one, Charlie, is onboarding, and I think she'll be really good. Our biggest challenge right now is we're bringing on people that have full-time jobs and they're adults and they need the income. And the transition's terribly hard for them. Like,
Hmm.
and it does me no good. What we really need is a replacement me so I can hand off business, but trust that it's going to get done. And I just don't have that right now. I could just,
Then that might be the look. You might be looking for
yeah.
target somebody
Yeah, that actually is good at
specifically.
this and
Yes,
and then show them a new opportunity plus.
full-time listing partner. Partner
Yeah.
with me on my
That's
listings.
and I've got one girl that's really interested in it, but she wants like a salary and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
No. So,
Nope.
It's like a
No,
90 something $1,000 salary, and I'm like,
okay, then here's what I would go. Okay, well, you're saying 90,000 salary. What is like what are you hoping to earn? 90,000? Is that it?
right,
Well, okay, let's do this. Let's do 120. Okay. But let's break it down. And this is how many listing appointments I'm going to get you on. And if you convert at X% conversion on this average, you're going to make 150. But I'm
right,
going to target you for 120. So this is how many appointments you need to go on. Here's your split structure.
yeah,
So you said you want 90. Do you want to like to hold yourself back or do you want an opportunity to make 150?
right,
So I would position it that way and then just do the math where the percentage needs to be
yeah,
low as possible, like 25, 30, 40% if you can.
right, yeah. So that's really kind of where I'm at with everything. I mean,
Well, I think the big thing is you made a tough decision. You let that go, that pressure that they're trying to put on you. So that was good.
yeah, I've let that go and I'm going to let a lot of these buyers go. I kind of finished off my last buyer, and you could do what's called connection planning on Zillow. Like I turned myself to zero. So we'll get that. And then I took quite a few appointments out of my calendar, which I've kind of talked about that in the past, but just relieving a lot of the one-on-ones that are wasteful. Like I've been doing them for years and they're doing the
Mhm.
same amount of transactions. I'm like, I'm I'm not going to do more one-on-ones if you're not going to do more business. I can't afford to manage it when I could just go out and make 10 grand selling a listing. Like,
Yeah.
so that's kind
Yeah.
of where I was at with a lot of stuff. It's just I am relieving my calendar. I am taking back and trying to get control of my schedule again.
Yeah.
So
Good. Good.
And it might be
Good. Good.
worth that that listing partner or right hand or whatever we call that. That might be worth really flushing out though and
yeah,
figure out the math on it. What could you afford to pay? You might be at a spot in your career where you can afford to overpay for the certainty of not
yeah,
having headaches, right?
yeah.
So I'd
I think
flush that
that
out, and then if you got that down on paper, now you can at least have that in mind as you're recruiting or as you're meeting people. Like that might
yeah,
be a 200K job for somebody
right.
theoretically if they were at the level that they like. Hormozy does this thing where he's talking about like when you're if you have multiple businesses or if you're putting a GM in the business, it's like you're giving them equity or you're giving them some kind of great package. And he says and he picks up his phone. He's like, my job is to give you this. Your job is to make sure this doesn't ring. And like
Right.
that's the deal. So hey,
Yeah.
you might be able to make
Mm.
200 grand working for me, and your job is to make sure that my phone doesn't ring
Yeah.
Mm.
That I don't
or
work.
some
And
version of that, right? Of like, would it
yeah,
be worth paying twice as much as you're thinking right now if you could get the person who can make
yeah.
your phone not ring?
I think so. I think that's got to be the future plan because if I'm working towards my passive income and I want to step out, I mean, I have to have that because there's no reason to let go of that income and those opportunities. If I can still make 200 or 300 and they get half of it, I mean, it still makes sense if I'm because otherwise I would just be letting it go at some point.
Yeah.
So just got to get a person I trust.
It is. It is a person in there for sure.
Yep. I think that's for me.
Mhm. Yeah, you have to, especially this stage. Dude, you have so much business that just will keep coming to you as long as
Yeah.
you're still top of mind. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, good job on making that decision, man. That's I know you had to kind of go through the process and
Good.
to me it's harder because you're in that building every day. So it's just
Hmm.
that influence on you and then still being able to make a tough decision. Kudos, and that's good.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Good stuff. All right, Mr. Sam.
Mute. All right, we're good. Uh, so yeah, I feel like I shared a bit of where I'm at earlier, and I don't have a whole lot more to share other than I'm really just focused on finding the deals, making them happen. I've got buyers coming in for Memorial Day weekend. I've got a couple of new listing prospects coming up that um, should do well, and working on those current listings, finding the right buyers for those. So I feel like that's got to stay my focus for a while. Keep the transactions happening, keep the whole thing flowing, and coming in for KT in June. Maybe then I'll start thinking about other things other than production.
Yeah.
But that's where I've got to be right now. So
So VA,
Mhm.
good. Everything good.
Solid there. Yep. Yep. Good communication back and forth. Daily activities they're rocking with, and tracking's good. And
Okay.
I feel like I'm able to release more. She's getting things right the first time more often, which is fantastic. And so that's going well. And my TC is solid, so that 3-person team right now is
I
rocking,
love that. I love that.
going solid. So
And then what's up with our office space?
isn't it nice? Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where you're at? You're up in Estes?
Yeah, I'm in Estes this morning. Kind of a long story, but I actually stayed the night in Estes last night. It was kind of fun. Um, my daughter's got a job that had training in Estes for the week, and we borrowed a client's house for the week that they're not around, and just hanging out up here for the week.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, yeah. So worked out well, and spending some time with my daughter in the evenings, and more one-on-one time. So that's great. She's my 18-year-old getting into law enforcement. She's a county ranger, is what she's training for right now. So
That's
kind of
awesome.
fun. But anyway, yes, I am in my office space. I have not made much traction on it. I had some people that were thinking about renting out part of the space, but it's really just fallen off my priority list of doing something with it. And that's one of those things that I need to right size, because it's not exactly helping my bottom line, and I'm not using it enough for what I'm paying for it. So
Yeah.
it's one of those,
Yeah.
it'll be a big thing to change if I change it, or a big push to fill it and get more people in it. Either way, it's hard. So I've just kicked that
Yeah.
can down the road. So
Joel, what are your thoughts on it?
Um, seems like the ideal solution would be some form of sublet where you can maintain control of it if things ever change. It's such a valuable asset, or at least a valuable potential asset. Right now, it's
right.
a liability, but it's. I remember you saying when we first talked about it, like if you let it go, there's a good chance you never get it back.
Yep.
So the ideal solution is get somebody to pay your rent for you, but obviously, I know that's easier said than done.
Sam,
Right.
what is the local presence? How important is the optics of the office there?
It is such a small town, and um, I already have people commenting, "Hey, we notice you're not in your office very often. I notice the lights are always off." So it's already had an impact that I'm not here all the time. If I completely close it down, it's like, "Oh, yep, saw that coming. No lights on. Now it's gone."
Yep.
And so I don't want that to hurt the my long time sphere of influence that all are up here and know that I still operate out of this office. To see that disappear, I think would have an impact.
Hmm.
And it's probably just as much fear based. If I'm in touch with them, let them know what's going on, and let them know why it's no longer the right move to have the office space, or half the office space even. That's one thing. But the mental shift for me is a big impact to not have this office space at all. That would be very difficult for me personally, and take a lot to get over. But again, that's just mindset, right?
Yeah. I'd go get a couple of the Amazon plugs so you can control the lights, turn the lights on and off from your phone. I would get some timers and some lights. That way
Okay.
people, because that's where I was going with it, Sam, is you're just Estes Park is the optics are so critical for you up there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Get a
Yep.
dummy vehicle that looks just like yours too. Park it out there.
I didn't catch that, Kyle. Say it again. You're quiet.
Get a dummy vehicle that looks just like yours and park it out there.
Leave it there all the time.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the only one that drives a blue Tacoma in town, so maybe I'll get
Yeah, I would do something with the lights. I think that is a good point. It's just, yeah, you're just your market in the optics are everything. So
Yep.
I like Joel's idea, sublet, just keep something in there. You need that activity. Who knows? Whatever changes in the future, but I really do. Yeah, I think it is super important. You've been in that market for way too long to just let it go.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that pushback on the office. That's something I got to keep.
I would do everything I could to keep it.
Hmm.
Mm.
I really would.
How much does it cost you a month?
So on one hand, it's not incredibly expensive compared to other real estate in town. It's grand total with utilities and everything about $2,300 a month.
Yeah.
So it's not terrible, but it's also if I'm only using it twice a week, that's an expensive, co-working space with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much are like billboards around there and stuff? Just out of curiosity, because I mean it's basically like a billboard. So
Yeah. We don't have billboards. They're not allowed. There's like
gotcha,
3 billboards in town. And so there's very, very few billboards up here.
gotcha.
Do you have maximum signage with what you're able to do signage wise?
That's a good point. I would bet I'm at least 75% of my maximum. So
Is it
I've got some
lit?
good signage.
Is it lit?
Yeah. Yep, got timers on lighted stuff. And I also have so it's a grocery store parking lot out my front door, and
Hmm.
it's
I know
um
it's high traffic area.
high traffic area, but I've got a TV that scrolls my listings. So there's always activity in my window, even at the dark. And I've got, stuff going on out there that grabs people attention from the parking lot. So
Cool.
every night there's lights on the sign and it's on timer and all that. And then the window TV as well. So
I'm wondering, Joel, if there's some affiliate thing that we could do to offer to get engagement to, I don't know, just feels like we could do something with that space and the TV and the monitoring. It just feels like there's some getting
Yeah.
people to engage or do
Sell
something.
sell advertising on the TV. This might be more of a headache than it's worth, but would there be demand if you turned it into a little co-working space?
But I was thinking, Joel, yeah.
yeah, we have
Stuff.
another co-working space in town that's already struggling. So I don't know if there'd be enough demand to make that work. I would rather be specific to the real estate industry, whether it's inspectors or handyman or lender. I could always get a lender, but then I'd have to use them uh, instead of my established long time relationships. They're not looking for office space. So um, anyway, yeah, I think it'd be
Have you
easier to get somebody in the real estate community than just open it up to co-working office space.
Yeah.
have you done that recently? Going through all your vendors? Hey,
I
title
haven't.
company, do you need a spot to park somebody? Hey, home inspector, do you need a place to put a sign? I don't know.
It's a good idea, and I should make that a target this next month to go through my list and see
Yep.
who's willing to pull up who's looking for office space to support that
Yeah.
expense.
Yep.
Well, and if it's a relationship you already know and it's a high trust relationship, then it's just like this is real simple now. You start writing me checks and I give you a set of keys and you can do whatever you want over here.
Yep. I just want activity. Go in and out every day. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And the Amazon light switch, that's creative. I like that. I'm gonna do that.
Love it. Um, Making a note here for us.
I know you said it feels different, Sam. I'm just thinking back to last year when for a while, we had a conversation about like, should I slow down here on taking listings? They're sitting, and we ended up being pretty happy that you didn't slow down. So I
100% true.
have to
Yeah.
feel like that's going to be true here too, even if it takes a little longer right now.
Yeah, I get comments often about the amount of listings that I have coming in. So I know people are noticing, and that is carrying my credibility forward with my sphere and in the marketplace. So
Yep. Don't slow down on your social. Don't slow down. Keep storytelling. Don't slow down
mhm.
at all. And I'm loving it. So keep putting it out there. And remember, you have eye candy. So and then showcase the stuff your number one performing is when you show the damn elk crossing the road. So like don't forget about the keeping that stuff in there because it is lifestyle. That's Estes Park is lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's what you're selling. You're selling the lifestyle. You're selling the dream. You're selling that. So keep that
Yeah,
content.
I easily gravitate towards let's do a big project and do a big story and do a big video. And I really need to focus on the the short little snippets more often.
Mhm.
And I know I need to verbalize that before I actually take action on that. So,
Point of view, right? So POV is a big deal right now. Just kind of your perspective, seeing, hey, that's just part, but here's, seeing things from here. And then interviews. That's kind of the trending, if you will, right now is going to be those are the top two things. So just POV perspective. So just have AI help you create some POV ideas in there, and then interview. Just collaborate, interview. I love Joel's idea, man. Find one of your key affiliates. Find one of your affiliates. Doesn't have to be a key affiliate. Somebody that you feed. Just hit them up. Hey, you guys know, you need an extra space. You need to park somebody. That's a great idea.
hmm
Yeah.
good, good. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. I just think you got a great, run through the summer here of Estes Park, and just people coming to the park for the summer, and just anything and everything that you can do. Draw some attention. And then you've got Signal coming up beginning of June, correct?
That's right. Yep, that's coming up very fast. So Signal is a marketing conference, real estate marketing conference. Um, People that have been tied in with Inman, and a lot of big marketing circles, CMOs from bigger companies all attend this, and I think it's just some really cutting edge marketing info. Half the they have different tracks, some for agents, some for the industry professionals. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'll bring some content back to the group here to
Cool. I
share.
love it. I love it. I'm sure AI is going to be the forefront, and then storytelling as I don't know. I mean, that's everything. And,
Mhm.
just something I haven't been able to shake since Matt and I were talking about it, but we got into trust, right? We were talking about trust, building trust. And the way he framed it for me, I had never heard before. I think I shared it with you guys, but he's just like, trust is just storytelling. That's it. Because he goes, think about it. Think about the cult leaders, right? Like how do they build trust when they're completely off the reservation? And how do they still build trust with the followers? It's because they're just incredible storytellers, right? So storytelling is trust. And so yeah, I'm excited for you, Sam. I know you've been going to this will be year 4?
This will be year 3.
Year 3. Year 3.
Yep. Yeah, I realized, about 3, 4 years ago that I was terrible at marketing. I was good at grinding and finding people and following up with them and serving them, but marketing has been short spot for me. So going to this conference has really opened up my eyes to a lot of opportunities, and it's served me well. Made some
Yeah,
good connections.
it's
So
great. It's awesome. Well, wish we could make it, but no, we'll look forward to hearing all about it from you.
mhm.
Okay. All right, Sam, you good?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, Fred, bring us home.
All righty. So before I get into quickly running down through the 3069 to the stuff that I'm working on, I just had a question for you guys. Because I haven't been in this industry long enough to know it's a little unusual for me anyways. So I've got a buyer that we helped buy a property last year. They were, it was still a little bit up here, like it was right on the edge of where people were maybe not overpaying, but they were still waiving some inspections. These guys were, desperate to get a house, a little bit desperate. They really wanted this house, and they placed an offer. The offer ended up being through, so the home seller had a relocation package, and so they sold it to Cardis, a relocation company, and then our buyer was buying from Cardis, and of course they absolved themselves of anything to do with the property. And Cardis makes you sign like a form, and then a form that says you sign the form, and then a form that says you signed that form, and they so they bought the house, and um right out of the gate, there was, going into it, there was some water issues. We jointly solved those water issues. Um, and then some things started to happen with the property. It wasn't, it was a house that on the surface looked fantastic. The agent had shared some inspection information with us and said, these are the issues that came from a prior property inspection. These are, she didn't give us the whole report, but these are all the issues. And so, we talked about that. I didn't advise them to waive their inspection. I just said, you're in a competitive offer situation if that would be a lever for you. They did it. And so some things have been happening to the property and there's I feel like they're circling back and trying to push this on my lap that these things happen. The furnace had to be replaced. I don't have the details because I can never get them on the phone. I just get like this kind of frustrated text when something goes wrong, and we try to guide them on, get a professional in there to look at it and do this and that. And my question is like, and then it was a referral from someone in EXP. So I had the agent who knows the family called me or didn't call, just emailed and said, "Hey, I saw these guys at their wedding, and it sounds like they've had a pretty rough go with this property, blah, blah, blah." Would you guys step into this equation? And if I'm giving you not enough information, please ask. Would you step into this situation and offer compensation back? Or they haven't asked for that, but I feel like it's just the kind of people now knowing this, like they want to blame somebody when a couple of these items are just honestly just kind of, late, just bad. I don't want to say bad luck, just really unintelligent things that cause some of their own suffering on a couple of them, and a couple are not. And what would you guys do in this situation?
Everybody here, obviously, feel free to share your own opinions. Mine is get involved as little as possible without abandoning them. Happy to connect you with contractors, happy to tell you how to solve this problem. We're not apologizing for this. We're not taking any responsibility for this. We're certainly not giving any compensation for this. We made the best decision with the information we had at the time, and it's unfortunate that these issues are happening.
No. Excellent.
The only possible exception to that is if there's something in any of the relationships that might make it worth eating some of that. In my opinion, that's pretty rare. If this was like, your top referral source's best friend at it, best man at his wedding, okay, maybe we do something extra. But other than that, unfortunately, sometimes good decisions have bad outcomes. We made the right decision, and unfortunately, we're dealing with some issues now.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joel. Yeah.
You need to make sure that they know that you're on their side.
Yeah.
But also stay out of it because you're one of the parties that could be sued.
Exactly, Cal. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I was warned about that kind of early on, and I was nervous just because, you know how you meet people and like some people, like we have another client that is a great referral source for us. The whole family, we've sold and bought property for the mother, helped buy and sell for the mother, the kids, and their furnace went, and it was a shitty. It was within the year they owned it, but they didn't call me, and they just dealt with it, and and that was it. And these folks definitely, quite candidly, I probably wouldn't want to deal with them going forward because I just feel like they're just not the right kind of buyer, client, but. I've handled it exactly as you mentioned, Kyle and Joel. I think in the beginning they probably felt me, because I'm sort of a concierge type help, through everything throughout the process. But the language started to get like, where I'm not, a problem would happen, and I went up the first time, they had some plumbing after they bought the house. I think that he's a big dude, and they had a lot of iron and manganese in the stuff, and I think that a toilet shifted or something, and like some water out of the leak, one of those deals. And that happened to me in my house. So I was just I talked to the plumber that went, and the plumber's like, they wanted me to kind of make it sound like it could be this. He said, but it isn't. Like, there's no way a prior owner could have ever known that like that was going to happen, or these things. And so, I haven't, we've given them multiple opportunities to get on the phone with us, but they don't. So it's almost like they express their frustration. And then I'm like, listen, I can't drop everything I'm doing right now and get on the phone with you, but tomorrow afternoon I'm free, or, and then we don't get on the phone. And so feel like, there's a lot of different relationships, the respectful relationships you have that you're like, I'm going to engage that relationship, um, but I don't feel like that's where this is going. And so at the same time, my reputation in an industry is important. So, you know, but okay. Thank you. I'll run with that. I think I'm in the right place, in the right. I've even given them recommendations on some attorneys if they think that that's a path they want to go. I'm not telling them I think they have an issue, a
Yeah.
viable suit. I just am like, if that's because they said it, they're like, we think we're going to go, and in one of their texts they said like, listen, it's got nothing to do with you, but I think once they realize they got nowhere to go, they strike me as people that could very quickly become like, well, where's the money?
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
okay.
Well, and if they did talk to an attorney, a common story is the attorney says, you got nothing against the seller, but maybe we got something against the agent. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
might not even be thinking that, but it has the opportunity to go that way.
Yeah.
I don't think you worry about it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I talked to our broker in the area, regional broker, designated broker said, listen, you're fine. E&O will cover you haven't done anything wrong. You were everywhere for them and did everything you could, and they made a decision and it's not, so. But all right, so moving on. For me, production is still number one. We've got the a couple changes that have driven the potential sales volume up, but everything's just kind of sort of hung up a little bit, which is a bit frustrating. The Ministerial Island property that we talked about in Maine, island in Maine, we're having another family meeting on that. So they're essentially Ed Milet and two other families kind of are. You can see this island from Ed Milet's island. Like you can actually line of sight this island. So, and then there is another family that's two families that are even closer to it. So we might actually be able to drive that price up just for, even though it's real value, might be 800,000. We feel like I've seen some situations in other parts of this greater Casco Bay, where families grossly overpaid because they just wanted the island next to them to be owned by them and not somebody else. So that could get very interesting. And I haven't reached out to the Milet team yet. I'm going to do that last, I think, because I just don't. There's some heavy hitters in there, and I think I don't want to, do that until it's time. So,
Right.
yeah, lakefront properties, like I said, our clients are ready to buy. We've put offers in, they haven't got them, but I feel like there's a lot of activity coming up. So we're hopeful with that stuff. The commercial property I mentioned, light commercial, industrial, that meeting is taking place on the 29th, and they've since it was 1.5 to 2.5, and now it's more like 3 to 4 million is what they're looking for. That might be across two properties or one. So I think that's, we're really pretty excited about that. Let's see. All right. So that's it we've got another listing we just picked up in Scarborough. We're up near Portland, Maine. That's like an hour away, but that'll be a simple sale, probably as is. And then I picked up another sell pretty like within 30 minutes of us sell and buy in Portsmouth where we're at now. So we're getting, and this is all through just Sphere and the networking channels we're building. And so that's been good, but we're going to need to continue to build that pipeline. We don't have a pipeline like you guys have had, or any big new developments. So we're going to have to really start to double down on some of that marketing, I think. So, which brings us to the Arch and Pillars already. We still have had some struggles with the final launch of the website with Lofty and EXP Luxury. So just I think some misrepresentation with how Lofty was going to really look in a luxury website setting and what EXP can do with it, EXP Luxury can do with it. So, Sam, did EXP create your website?
No,
No.
I use Luxury Presence and got the discount from EXP Luxury to use Luxury Presence. That's my public facing side of thing, and I also run a separate back end with Bold Trail.
Okay. We might have to look at that because we're just not getting the aesthetic that we're looking for. It looks, not a whole lot different than, the average website, and it's got to look different. It's got to look better. So,
Yeah, if you're looking for looks, I think Luxury Presence is one of the better options out there.
Okay.
So I can get a referral fee too if you want.
Okay. If I'm going that way, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah. Because I got no
Sounds
other.
great.
Yeah, I'll be sure of it. Let me just make a note here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's see. Subdivision. Everything's moving, but the summer happens and these engineers and the land attorneys get like super spread thin, and I'm just one house. But it's still moving forward, and everything's looking pretty good there. Like I said last time, we're trying to get some early indication if we can do it. Looks like a one family, but is a two family. It changes everything. It changes the financing immediately, and then we go from like one or two people that want to finance it to like six, as soon as we get to that second unit, because the math gets so much better. So while we started this process, we've had four developers approach us in the last like 2 weeks asking if we want to sell. They're like, we'll do all of it. We'll do all the stuff for you. We just want the lot. So I think that's good to know. Like I think they know, even though I have no approval, but they're masters at that in Portsmouth. And if they're trying to sit down and place an offer, that's pretty reassuring. So the Ocean City buys distressed properties group.
Yes.
So I've fed them two properties that didn't work out. They came and made a cash offer, and the buyer, the sellers were not interested in that cash offer. But what I'm realizing, right, of course, I knew this would probably be the case, is the people now they're looking for alternative paths to sell their house, right? They don't want to go low cash offer, and I don't want to do that. That's not that my brand doesn't want to be a part of that. Like, so I'm really, I've got a couple guys that I'm going to be interviewing, other agents. One's an EXP agent and one's not. And just kind of referrals to they're not even like, they're not right. If it was here in Portsmouth, that'd be different because, but these are kind of a little bit more rural, within an hour. And so we'll refer those out and take a referral fee for those, and people can work with another agent. So AI is continuing. Still not finding time to grow that as much as I want to, because of some of the other stuff going on.
Stay
And
plugged in. Just consume when you can.
Yeah.
No extra time. Moonshot Podcast. Hey Hoosie. Dan
Yeah.
Martell. Just anybody that you guys can attach, listen to, to stay informed.
Yeah.
I love the Meta Trends weekly that Diamante sends out. It's just
Yeah, I got on that after you said that last
packed
time.
full of stuff.
That's
Packed full of stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, all in all, it's all good stuff. I think a lot of good things happening. I did get I'll just keep this very discreet, but I did get a a little letter from the IRS that I'm working through. So it's taken a little bit of attention
Sure.
for some things, and I think it's all going to be fine. But it just is a little bit of a
Just a
time.
hassle.
Yeah, it's like, my accountant's like, you're going to be fine, and he was a regional. He ran New England regional auditing for the IRS for like 30 years. So, but it still just makes you, they come in heavy. They come in heavy, like
Yeah.
very heavy. And so I think it's all going to be fine. But I took my eye off the ball a little bit the last week because, shock factor.
Sure.
So, yeah, but I think we're all good. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, it's yeah, just staying, not getting paralyzed, and keep taking action, right?
Yeah.
Keep that one foot in front of the other. Keep moving, kind of getting a little whatever where our minds kind of start going different directions. Is this in my control? Right?
Yeah.
Just really,
Yeah.
locking back in is super, super important.
Yeah.
Let's come back to, what Perry, Belcher was saying, man. He's like, yeah, we hear make money, invest in assets. He said the only asset that's going to serve us 10, 20 years from now is the asset between our ears. So it's just keeping our heads locked in, consuming the right things, the nutrition side of things. Just make sure you guys are moving, getting your bodies moving, just staying hydrated, just doing the things that we need to do to make ourselves the best versions of ourselves. That's is really the most important thing right now.
Yeah.
That is it. Joe, any final thoughts?
Well, just one real quick for Fred. This might be a distraction at the moment. I'm just curious. We had talked about maybe doing some kind of launch, like official launch party at the 100 Club, and
Yeah.
if that's kind of still on the radar, just backburnered for the moment, just with everything else.
It is, Joel. Thank you. Yeah, and I had here to talk about the 100 Club. That is definitely still part of it. It might be a co-sponsor, so them because towards the latter part of the year, the spaces get full, and I know we won't be ready for June, which was the opening. So we passed on June, but I've got, what's happened is we've met and gotten to know so many people there now that we've got two other openings. I think it's uh, August and October. Both of those individuals would love to do a co-sponsor. So 100%, yeah, 100% we'll be doing a launch party there.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I view that club being such a gold mine for you guys.
I'm just like last night I was at an event and you know how it is in these circles. Like you get in with this little person, and that person knows everybody, and that's kind of what happened. And yeah, I just worked in that one industry for so long, and I grew up in it, so I didn't. I got to know everybody over 30 years of my previous industry, and I didn't really understand the power of getting in the right room with the right people.
Yeah.
And it just blows us away sometimes. And yeah, last night we were talking to two individuals that are just super well connected, nice people, and clearly we're already writing business from the relationship, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Well, appreciate you guys. I know we kind of went deep and just talked through a bunch of different things, throwing a bunch of different things out. So we are man, coming into the final month of the quarter, almost to halftime, which doesn't even seem possible to say that.
Yeah.
Man, it doesn't even seem possible. KT, I think we are at 20. Don't let me lie to you. Let me tell you exactly where we are. Just give you guys kind of a heads up. Oh, here we go. So we are currently 20. I'm going to say 20 does not include me or Leanne. She's only there for a few sessions anyway, so she'll sit in a chair by herself in the back in the room. So we're at 20. I think we can squeeze 11 more. So that's where we're at. If you are coming, come on. Get locked in, and I know looking forward to it. So we'll have that coming up, and that's just where we're at. Great job, guys. Keep your foot on the gas. It's the most important thing right now.
Yeah.
Love it.
For sure. Okay. All right. We will see you guys tomorrow morning. If you guys want to join us, got Nick Krim on doing our May topic call, which is at 10 Eastern, I think is where we're locked in for. So if you guys can join us, it'd be good just to kind of see kind of where Nick's at and kind of what's going on the AI side of things and just kind of his direction. So it'll be good to have Nick. I know I've got Stringer on the podcast. That's not until July 1st. And yeah, Phil is get there. Him and Georgia got the project started. So hopefully we'll have an update on that pretty soon as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just head down and just watch out for those distractions. They are everywhere.
For sure.
They are
Sure.
everywhere.
That's true.
Okay. Appreciate you guys. Keep rocking,
Appreciate it.
and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks,
Hey, guys.
everybody.